next plan is I'm building a cafe back home in Bangalore. The cafe is called Chai 316, and Chai means life in Hebrew, and CHAI, yeah. And Chai is tea in Indian language.
Yes.
And the goal of this cafe is to really be a place as a counseling center for young people. Most of the missions in India is centered towards the rural areas. Now, sadly, missions needs to be redefined in the Christian world. People think that missions is only for the poor people. No, missions is for individuals. Missions is for human lives. It is not based on an economic zone. But most of the time, we think that the poorer people need Jesus and the richer people are doing fine. But that's wrong. Now look at the young rich ruler in the Bible. That's the saddest story. He was so close and yet he was so far away. Look at Japan, such a lost nation. Now, one of the most lost nations on this earth is Japan. Because there's no much evangelism that happens there. And it is the most unreached people group in the world actually, is in Japan. It's very tough, very, very, very tough. See, to reach a poorer nation is easy because they're already need. When a nation thinks they're doing well, to reach them is very, very difficult. So for me, when God inspired me to reach out to the young college students, it was something that really was tough. Because all along, for all these years, it was always like missions men doing something to the poor or something. But then I learned that I cannot put an economic tag into missions as such. We have to do what we are called to do. Some are called for the rich, some to the educated, some to the poor, some to the depressed, lonely, prisoners. But all of it is valuable in the eyes of God. You know, a person reaching out to the poor is not more Christian than the person reaching out to the pilots and the air hostesses and such. But sadly, in our Christian world, we look at the person reaching out to the poor to be, wow, look at him, he's such a humble servant and he's reaching out to the poor. Ultimately, winning lives is more valuable than anything else. So here, when God inspired me to go and reach out to the young college students, it was a tough thing. But when I started to look at the situation in India, it was unbelievable. You know, India has 808 million young people below the age of 35. And Bangalore, where I come from, which is the Silicon Valley of India, is sadly the suicide capital of India. And 10% of the suicides in Bangalore is between the age group of 10 to 14. And most of the suicides are mainly because of the parental and educational pressure. But now, since both the parents are working, they're wealthy, so everything is invested into the education of the child, sending them to better schools, higher grades, and the more money you invest, the more expectation you have. And the children are not able to give into that. We don't have counseling centers for young people as such, which is not part of our culture. So it's very hard for these young people to go and share their problems. You come back home, all that parents want to know is how did you do in your studies. You go back to school, all the teachers want to do is how are you featuring in your studies and such. So it's all about studies, but nothing about the person as such. So God inspired me to build a 400-seater cafe called Chai 316. So this cafe, only tea is served. The price of the tea is decided by the students, and all the counselors will be trained as waiter and waitresses. So as they serve tea, the goal is to build relationship and sit down and talk to people, talk to these students, listen to their problems mainly, and share the love of Christ back into their lives and such. So that is the goal, is to do one-on-one personal evangelism, to build their lives up, to share how valuable they are in the eyes of God. And their value is not based on their studies. The value is based on they being created in the image of God and such. So that is what God has given. So right now the cafe is getting built. It will be done by Feb 2015. So God willing, 6th of March is the inauguration of Chai 316. I will be staying there. I will quit my travels by Feb. So from February onwards, I will be permanently stationed in Bangalore. Yeah, 13 years of my travels will come. see, same thing, for young talent to be nurtured, they need a place. Without being projected, how do you know who has a talent as such? So this place, is such that Monday to Thursday we run as a cafe. On Friday it becomes a concert hall where we'll be able to nurture and present new talent. And on Saturday we'll have a movie night, and then Sunday we'll have a church service as such.